Hello everyone and welcome back. It's me, KyCoolz. So today I'm bringing you guys a creator sim in The Sims 4. Now, as you guys may or may not have seen the introduction for that, it was pretty intense, so I'm going to explain exactly what happened. I'm pretty sure you guys have kind of figured it out or got kind of an idea of what kind of happened there. So this is Magdalena Reinhardt. You guys can call her Maggie. She does not mind. So she has the aspiration to be all about mischief and causing pranks and just causing mayhem. She has also got the trait of klepto and a bookworm. So Magdalena grew up, she was an only child with her parents, Violet and Roger, and they lived in the countryside up in the hill, and they were about 25-30 k's away from the main city or main kind of area of town in Windenburg. And they absolutely love country living, so there's no way that they'd ever move back into town. They love being away from the hustle and bustle and just being out in the peace and freedom, you know. And Magdalena always loved going home. She would travel in and out of the house to go to school on a school bus with her friends. Magdalena was a very good student. You know, she was a grade B. And, you know, she was really smart. And she still is today. But I'll get onto that more soon. So as I said, Magdalena was an only child. Now, her parents obviously did try to have another baby, but were unsuccessful. They were looking at adoption, but they never really settled on that idea. And of course, Magdalena being the only child, in Magdalena's eyes, she was wrapped up in too much cotton wool. Her parents would worry about her too much. And in her parents' eyes, I guess because the area around them, they had this huge cliff and a lot of mountains and valleys and rivers, which were really deep. And they were very cautious about Magdalena because she was always the girl to go and explore her neighborhood and want to get out in the country and go for walks and stuff. So they were always very just cautious of Magdalena's whereabouts, I guess. So when Magdalena was a teenager, she went through something that was so devastating and so I can't even express how emotional it was for her. Just emotional, a lot of grief and anger and sadness, and she was absolutely heartbroken, and she still is. So there was this electrical fault that started in the lounge of their house. Now, the wiring in the house was not that great. Obviously, it was the original wiring, you know, just maybe, I don't even know, maybe there was a few dodgy wiring going on, I don't know. But there was an electrical fault which started in the lounge and actually spread through to the kitchen and the bedrooms. Now, Magdalena was in the lounge as she literally ran out of the door and she was yelling, "Fire, fire!" Keeping in mind that Roger was a lot older than Violet. You know, he was an elder and she was an adult. So there was a little bit of an age difference there, but it never ever mattered to them because they were so in love, and they still are. They're madly in love. They literally want to be together, ride or die sort of thing. So as I said, Roger did the first thing that he could think of. He dropped to his freaking knees. He screamed, "Violet, where are you?" He was screaming and she wasn't coming out. And the first freaking thing that he could do is drop that phone, run inside and try and rescue his darling wife. So he literally ran straight inside the house, and he was screaming her name, "Where are you? Where are you?" And she was like, "I'm over here." And she was like, "I'm trapped. I can't get out." And literally there was smoke and there was flames everywhere, like sparks flying left, right, and center. And it was so bad that literally Roger got trapped himself. He literally had buried himself in a really horrible part of the house, which was between the hallway and the lounge. And literally, Violet was trapped in the kitchen because she was actually in the kitchen when it started. She could have gone through the windows, yes, but literally it was getting to the point where she had inhaled so much smoke that she had literally just ended up blanking out and becoming unconscious after that. So pretty much that was that. So Roger and Violet passed away in the house, and it was so tragic and so emotional and so scary. Magdalena was literally frightened because she was screaming at her dad, "Please, Dad, don't go back inside. Where's Mum? Where's Mum? Like, where is she?" And of course, Magdalena, obviously the neighbor had come rushing over. And she was like, "You cannot go in there, Magdalena. You cannot. You cannot. You just have to wait till the emergency services come." And this obviously all happened within like 5 minutes. And then obviously the emergency services arrived pretty much straight after that. They tried to revive Violet, and they tried to do as much as they possibly could for Roger. But unfortunately, the smoke and that had hailed a lot of that and became unconscious, and unfortunately they literally just passed away in the house. So Magdalena, now she is obviously a young adult, and she lives in San Myshuno. She is really, really, I don't even know how to describe it. So Magdalena has gotten involved with a young bloke or young guy, and his name is Tim. And he's a little bit of a rugrat himself. He is a klepto, he's evil, and he hates kids. And she actually lives with him in a rundown apartment. Yeah, not penthouse, but kind of rundown apartment. The rent is literally really cheap. So they live there. Magdalena doesn't have a job. Tim doesn't have a job. And the other guy who lives with the two of them, he actually owns the place they live in, so he's the landlord. And Tim has been probably in jail a couple of times, I think, if not more. He literally makes a living by stealing cars and literally selling them off. Magdalena has never ever got herself involved with that. She knows it's a wrong situation. She knows that it is wrong, that her parents would never ever 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 want this for her. And she knows she's in a completely wrong situation. She's trying to get out of it, but she loves Tim a lot. And, there's been a lot of promises that he's going to change, that he's going to get on the right side of the law. And with that, she's just got this, this deep down, I guess, feeling that he is going to change, that he is going to be a father, he's going to be, husband material, and I know that Tim's not. He is really not. He's not. He's just getting Magdalena in a whole ton of trouble, and she needs to get herself out of that situation the best way that she possibly can. So she needs to get to safety, but of course Magdalena with that, she is of course still grieving for her parents' loss. She will never ever get over that. And in her eyes, she believes that she has nothing good to give to the world in terms of getting a job or, studying or becoming a parent or whatever she wanted to do. She's got no self-belief or self-confidence in herself. So she decides that the best way to get through life is to live on the wild side, is what Tim says. And yeah, pretty much that is it. So I think, in summary, she's only been... so in summary, she's only been with Tim, I think, for 10 months, going on a year. And, she's got a really good friend named Lucy. And Lucy is a really, really lovely, lovely young lady. And, of course, Lucy is pretty much keeping Magdalena from doing anything that she shouldn't, like committing crimes or anything like that. She is keeping her sane and keeping her safe. But there is only so much that Lucy can do in order to protect her friend Maggie. So I think from Lucy's perspective, I think what she's been planning with her husband is that they want to go and they want to literally take Magdalena from the apartment and just say, come on, let's go out somewhere. And they literally just want to take her away. But they know they can't do that. They can't, because she's her own person. She's literally, a young adult now. Now, obviously, Maggie and Trent, which obviously they're husband and wife, they're a really mature, settled down kind of couple. You know, Lucy's pregnant at the moment with their first child, and of course, she sees Magdalena as her own, if that makes sense. And I know Maggie is only just a little bit younger than Lucy, but Lucy's becoming an adult really soon, and she really wants to protect Magdalena and do everything that she can. And even if that means taking her in for a while to her house to try and sort her out, she really wants to do that. Trent sees Magdalena as their own as well. And I mean, I'm only talking, I guess Magdalena, yeah, she's a young adult, so she's pretty much like halfway through being a young adult, and Trent and Lucy are becoming adults really soon, so they're a little bit older. But yeah, that is pretty much the story, pretty much on Magdalena, Lucy, Trent, and Tim and all that. But yeah, I really hope that Magdalena can pull herself out of this situation. I don't want her to get involved in any crime or anything like that. But of course, being around Tim has influenced her to start thinking that, you know, maybe she should just go and steal some things and sell them, and then, I don't know. But there is this side to Magdalena that absolutely loves books. You know, she loves books, and she'd love, you know, when she was a young girl, she said to her father, I would really like to become a writer. And, you know, I really believe that Magdalena can be successful as a writer. But anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap up this video here. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, predictions down below in the comments. If you'd like to see an update, let me know. I love you guys so much, and stay safe, and I'll talk to you guys really soon. Bye, guys.